So back with in continuation with poverty in India. In this we are going to do the vicious circle of poverty. Now what do you mean by a vicious circle? It's something like poverty feeds poverty. You just can't get out of it. And uh, once you get inside, it keeps on going viciously or in that circle. Can't break the circle. Very difficult to break the circle. So we are in a vicious circle of poverty. And it was, you can just see these two diagrams as I've made them. As we read. So poverty, as Nurksi talked about, was in terms of the vicious circle of poverty. That means it is self-reinforcing. So, and it keeps on going on. So let's take, say, in the figure 1 we see that if in a poor country incomes are low, so people save less, and if they save less there'll be less investment, and if there's less investment, what happens is there is low capital formation, and low capital formation results in low productivity. Hence, if there is low productivity, there is low income. Okay, so that goes on. Let's take the second one, in which we see that in a poor country income is low, and when people have less income they demand less, and when there is less of demand there will be less of investment, because when the investment is less the size of the market will be reduced, there's no one to buy the products, so then it leads to capital deficiency and it goes back to low productivity. Low productivity generates low level of income, and this is how a poor nation gets into the vicious circle of poverty. And in this there's something which is added, like we can say, is that in order to get out of it, the only thing that is borrowing, and then they get into a debt trap, and that's another story. So this is known as a vicious circle of poverty, and these little circles of poverty are driven in little villages, little in everybody's life, anyone's life who is below the poverty line, in their own manner, in their own way. Low incomes will generate what? Low demands, low income, no employment, and it goes on. It can go with no employment, no income. So where you have no income, then what happens? No demand. So then what happens? And then if you aggregate the whole thing, it is what we just saw. So it manifests itself. Poverty breeds poverty.